Hello guys, my name is Deliatia Yuda Utami as your moderator. So guys, how are you today?
I'm good.
Fine, thank you.
I'm good.
I'm
And you?
good, thank you.
Okay. First of all, please introduce yourself. Start from Rara.
Hello, my name is Nadia Tiazara Kasih Amira Putri, but you can call me Rara.
Next, Chain.
Hello, my name is Farin Raditya Utama, and you can call me Chai. Thank you.
Okay, next, Leo.
Hello, my name is Lenta Purisharani. You can call me Leo.
Okay, Arwan.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Orhan Faridi and you can call me Ahmad.
Okay, next, Amai.
Hello, my name is Amay Amangaba. You can call me Ama.
And then Hasna.
Hello, my name is Hasna Nafisa. You can call me Hasna.
Okay, thank you. In this opportunity, we will start our discussion about smartphones. So I'll ask you guys, are the use of smartphones dangerous for millennial generations? How about you, Ra? Start from you.
Okay, I will give my argument. I believe smartphone usage is very dangerous for the millennial generation. In this era, we can see that smartphones are not only used by adults but also used by almost all ages. Even children who are still in kindergarten enjoy using smartphones. Child users are people who are especially vulnerable to the impact of smartphones. Smartphones can distract students during the teaching and learning process. Sometimes they get sidetracked by checking the text messages, playing games, or just checking social media. It is not uncommon for students to skip lessons because they are too busy with smartphones. Improper use of smartphones can also discourage student academic achievement. This is because they cannot remember or capture the information provided during the teaching and learning process because they are distracted by their smartphones. We can also see many teenagers who have accidents on the road because of smartphones. They want to check their smartphones anywhere, including on the highway while driving. As a result, they lose concentration and there are accidents that can lead to death. That's why I think smartphones are very dangerous for the millennial generation. Thank you.
Okay, alright, Rara, thank you. But I have a different opinion from you, actually. So here, on my view, it depends on the users themselves, of course. Smartphone is a device which can help us to get some information or data that we need for our research. In this case, it's very useful for students to help them to study, of course. And other than that, we can communicate with other people easily. And not to be joking, but I just want to make an example with my own experience. But let's say that I have some friends from overseas, and some of them live in France, Thailand, India, Mexico, and even Colombia. I can't communicate with them easily without my smartphone. If until today smartphone hadn't been invented, I might have sent them letters with post service and it takes a long time. Now I want to highlight your concern about children who can access smartphone easily. Well, for me, it is also depends on their parents. As a parent, it is mandatory that they have to pay attention when their children using a smartphone, particularly when those children like who are below 13 years old, and if it's necessary, they can also turn on the children mode when their children using a smartphone so that their access is limited. So in this case, parents have control over the usage of the smartphone for their children. Thank you.
Okay, Chayin, thank you. Now, I want to share my argument. Maybe I agree with Kara's opinions. In my opinion, the use of a smartphone is very dangerous if it's not accompanied by proper use. Excessive smartphone use can lead to addiction, but on the other hand, the development of digital media cannot be separated from its impact. A number of research shows that access to pornographic content is the most via a smartphone. The development of digital media cannot be separated from the negative impact. One of them is related to the production, distribution, and consumption of pornographic content. Pornography can be defined as an open depiction of the body or human sexual behavior and is aimed at triggering sexual arousal in individuals who consume it. With a smartphone, people can access anything, including negative things. Therefore, it is highly recommended to keep an eye on underage children when using a smartphone. And thank you.
Okay, thank you, Leo. But I think I agree more on Nisan's opinion. Once again, it depends on the user themselves. Negative side of smartphone is used by the user because they search it. But let's see the bright side. Like, what if they only use the good side? There is tons of good things that we can get from smartphone. We can get information from around the world more faster, more easier. Just post it, and everyone will see it. We don't have to print it off and all. Smartphone is also decrease flogging of forests and trees because if you use smartphone, we don't need paper. And with smartphone, we also supporting movement so that our future child and grandchildren still have a green earth. It's also more convenient if you're gonna promote your business because all you need to do is upload and once again everyone will see it. And now you know that smartphone makes everything more easy and convenient. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Amai? Which opinion do you agree with?
I think I agree with Rara and Leo's opinion, especially about social media. We see that our social control system is more repressive by both parents and school rather than preventive. Even though this preventive school control is quite fundamental in this case, considering that we cannot ignore the third factor in this case, namely social media. Social media is indeed quite influential in shaping habits and what millennials find attractive. Given the level of closeness of the millennial generation to anything more dominant by gadget, although we still believe that parents still have a major role in educating children, the reality is that the flow of social media influence is stronger. This is like a new challenge for the millennial generation of children who live in the digital age like today. Smartphone that we use to access social media will inevitably be the main goal of children accepting perception easily. On the social media homepage, we can observe this. From those who are precious imitation of a soap opera style lifestyle, the habit of using unusual words in the name of trends, to trapping children in the vortex of Saradu, to the free traffic of information being absorbed just like that, innocently, not to blame social media, but on the contrary, social media is an irresistible product of the times.
Okay, thank you. And you are one. What do you think about this matter? Do you agree with Amai's opinion?
Well, I don't think that I can agree with Amai's opinion. Well, in fact, the fact is, smartphone has so much more functions and advantages that we just can't ignore. It helps us provide. Oh no, it provides so much information from around the world at the blink of an eye. It provides entertainment such as games, music, comics, movies, you name it. Probably smartphones have it. It also helps us connect with millions of people from around the world, just like Chen said. And also it helps us study. You can or not, but we do sometimes can find more credible or more variety of sources from the internet using our smartphones. And then it could even help us organize aspects of our lives. The point is, it is our lives, and at times becomes some kind of extension to our brain. And it also can help us improve. For example, if you are a forgetful person, you can start typing some reminders in your smartphone and then get reminded. You can also kind of share your creativity through social media. You can also spread awareness or spread positivity through social media and through smartphones. I think there are some kind of advantages that sometimes we take for granted. But just like Uncle Ben said in the movie Spider-Man, of course, with great powers comes great responsibility. It can be true for us smartphone users. With a device wielding such power to change our life, I think that we have to be responsible as to not not use it to do bad things and only use it for good things, which sounds kind of cliche, but I agree with it. And also, smartphone isn't without its disadvantages, of course. As mentioned by Amai, Rara, and also Leo, smartphone can be dangerous. I agree with that. But just with all technology, we could do something about those disadvantages, such as spread awareness through social media, apply minimal smartphone use to ourselves. You can start by doing, you use less of your smartphone and do only important things in your smartphone, and maybe see less of your smartphone, if that makes sense. And also, many other measures that people or even country that all have already done, such as in US, if you caught texting while driving, it is a punishable offense. And we also have created a trend. We still are creating trends that use less of your smartphone can make you healthier, can make you happier, and so on and so on. So the point is, even with those disadvantages, we as human beings always can find ways to counter the disadvantages into something advantageous, or we can at least find solutions to the disadvantages. So I think that having this incredible technology such as smartphone is very helpful, of course, but those disadvantages can be countered as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, interesting topic, yeah. Thank you for all your arguments. And I get a point of view about So the conclusion about our discussion, we know that smartphone has its own advantages and disadvantages. We must use it by our needed. Yeah, that's very right that some people have their own opinion. But it all depends on how they're using smartphone. I think we need to find a lot of accurate information so as not to be affected by the negative effects of smartphone use. And we also have to be careful, even though we know that there are many positive things that can be used on smartphones. The most important thing that we should know that we should take control to use smartphone. We have to know when it should be used, and we also have to know when it should not to be used. Okay, I think that's enough our discussion today. Hopefully, we could take a lesson from the discussion that we had. Thank you for your participation. See you later.
Thank you. Thank you, Nancy.
Oh, thank you. See you.